What would you do if you had been deliberately avoiding flying on the Boeing 737 MAX, only to suddenly and unexpectedly find yourself on one after boarding? Well, that's exactly what happened to me when I flew Alaska Airlines from Atlanta to Seattle last October 2025. Welcome to Fly Guys. Join me for a quick review of Alaska Airlines' first class on the Boeing 737-9 MAX. Let's start from when I booked this flight. While planning our October 2025 trip to the Philippines, we found that we needed to use some Alaska Airlines miles. That worked out perfectly since I'll finally get to fly Alaska, and we'll also get to try the new Hawaiian Airlines route from Seattle to Seoul on their Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. For the Atlanta to Seattle leg, we specifically booked a non-737 MAX flight, even if we know that is not guaranteed. I just still have some anxiety over flying this aircraft. So while I will probably end up flying on a 737 MAX eventually, I still actively avoid booking one whenever I can. Fast forward to the day of my Alaska Airlines flight. By this point, I hadn't received any communication from Alaska, certainly nothing about an equipment change. I know airlines are not required to notify passengers in such cases, but I feel that this was a slightly different case as we are talking about the 737 MAX, an aircraft that actually also had an incident with Alaska Airlines as fairly recent as January 2024, among other previous issues. Anyway, after a quick check-in process with a friendly Alaska Airlines staff, I made my way to Concourse E to wait out my flight at the American Express Centurion lounge. I got to the lounge pretty early, so there were no lines at all. There was plenty of seating inside the lounge, and the food was good enough to kick off the day. For those who are interested, I posted a full video review of the lounge, and I'll leave a link to that down in the description. A few minutes before boarding, I made my way to Concourse C, Gate C5, where my flight to Seattle would be departing. Boarding started around 45 minutes before our scheduled departure time of 9:22 a.m. Flight time is estimated to be 5 hours and 33 minutes, and our ETA to Seattle-Tacoma International Airport is at 11:55 a.m. Even without seeing the aircraft before boarding, I should have known I was on the 737 MAX the moment I stepped on board. But I was a bit out of it that early in the morning, especially with a long journey to the other side of the world ahead of me. It only really hit me when I tried to take a photo of the bulkhead shag carpeting found in most of their 737-800 and 900 aircrafts, only to realize it was missing on this plane. It took me a moment to process what was going on, until I checked the safety information card and confirmed that I was indeed on the 737-9 MAX. Back to the review first. Welcome to Seat 2A. At first glance, the seat looks comfortable and nicely padded, but the seat cushion turned out to be thinner than it appeared. After a few hours of flying, it started to get uncomfortable. That said, the seat was definitely wide, and the seat pitch was among the best I've experienced. There's no seat back monitor or personal IFE here, even in first class. Instead, you've got a literature pocket and a smaller storage pocket on the seat in front of you, and down at the bottom there's also a footrest. In the center armrest, you'll find a cup holder and a small tray table, along with a lightly padded armrest, a recline button, a small item pocket, and the charging ports located toward the front. The tray table can be taken out from the opposite armrest. In its default position, it has a built-in device holder, and of course, it folds open to accommodate larger items like the meal tray. Pre-departure drink on this flight was either water or coffee, and I just asked for water and it was served in a paper cup. I'll spare you the thoughts that ran through my head when I finally realized I was on the 737 MAX. But at that point, I just resigned myself to the fact that my first MAX flight was happening right then and there. Kind of sad if you think about it. But I didn't really have a choice. This was just the first leg of a much longer trip, starting in Atlanta, connecting in Seattle, then on to Seoul for a couple of days, followed by a night in Hong Kong, and finally ending in Manila. Meal service started with drinks, and I just asked for some ginger ale. The rest of the meal was served in one tray. I pre-ordered my main, which was a Spanish carnitas egg scramble. It's scrambled eggs with pork carnitas, refried pinto beans, queso, and pico de gallo, finished with enchilada sauce and crispy tortilla strips. There was also a side of fruits and yogurt to round out the meal. It was actually pretty good and filling, and more than enough for the 5-ish hour flight. Naturally, after some clips of the meal comes a video of the lavatory. Nothing much to report here except that it's expectedly small. Alaska doesn't offer seatback entertainment or free Wi-Fi, but it does provide free messaging and allows you to stream entertainment on your own device. Wi-Fi is available for $8, and eligible T-Mobile customers like myself get a limited number of free full flight sessions or unlimited 1-hour sessions per flight. I didn't really need to get online during the flight, so I wasn't able to test the Wi-Fi speeds. With that said, texting was pretty snappy. Here are a few screenshots of the movies and shows available to stream for free on board. Throughout the flight, the crew regularly came through the cabin to check on passengers and at one point offered a variety of snacks. With about an hour left in the flight, we began our descent into Seattle. My overall experience flying Alaska Airlines and on the 737 MAX was actually quite good, although the cabin was warmer than I am used to on domestic US flights. The aircraft was noticeably more quiet, the cabin felt more spacious, and the flight was incredibly smooth. I'm not an aviation expert, but I'm pretty sure the newer tech on the aircraft, and of course the pilots, contributed a lot to the smooth flight experience. Correct me if I'm wrong, but either way, I'm grateful. The rest of the crew was likewise excellent, professional, efficient, and friendly. With all that being said, while I probably wouldn't go out of my way to fly the MAX again anytime soon, this experience definitely eased some of my hesitation. The flight arrived on time, and I headed straight to the lounge to get my bearings before my next flight to Seoul. If you want a sneak peek of that flight, featuring Hawaiian Airlines' 787-9 Leihoku business class suites, and a surprise send-off from a K-pop Demon Hunter singer, you can check out the short I posted on this YouTube channel. As always, thank you for watching, safe travels, and please like and subscribe.